All right, Ian, how's it going, bro? Just thought I'd do a quick one. I was on someone else's live stream just now, Chris Moll. I don't know what's his bloody channel name. But his channel name, I'm going to find the damn thing. Age of Darkness. It's all about, ghost hunting, and I had a tarot card read. Just general chit chat about stuff. And while we was doing it, although I've not really done this for quite a while, I felt like, one of my gifts was coming back to me. Like, if you remember, quite some time back, I used to be able to, like, pick up, information regarding, like, someone's name, the age, what they look like, habits they had, stuff like that. Or just no more than 10 minutes ago, actually, I was just, talking to Chris and someone else who gave me the tarot card reading. Sorry, I can't remember the name. And we was getting towards the end of the stream itself, and it felt like, a name just kind of kept bombarding me, like it used to, like year and a half ago, when I used to get, oh, does someone know this name? And I was picking up at Aggie, like, an Agatha, but she didn't like to be called Agatha, more like Aggie. And I asked Chris and, the other person on Chris's channel, if they knew someone by that name. And the female who gave me the card reading, again, sorry, I can't remember your name, she believes that she knew someone, and someone in the side chat said, yeah, I know someone by Aggie. And I think they said it was Aggie Murray or something like that. I'm sure it's Aggie Murray. And I said, well, she was around about, between 60s and 80s, she wasn't fat, but she was kind of a little bit plump, around about 5'6", 5'7". And some reason I kept picking up like gin, as in, that the spirit alcohol gin. She loved, having a good old drop of gin. And someone actually in the side chat seriously believed that she knew someone by the name of Aggie, Aggie Murray. And she was an elderly lady, plump, around about the same kind of height. And she also liked gin. And I said, well, I think she was a little bit of a, a heavy, not so much a heavy drinker, but she did like, drinking, maybe a bottle or two of gin every day, kind of thing. Plump wise, she ate a lot, but not, enough to pick herself out every single day, kind of thing. And I go, yeah, I know. I thought, fucking hell, man, maybe some of my gifts are coming back. So I said to the spirits, like the other day, kind of thing, look, if you want me to get back to the paranormal, I need to get my gifts back. I need to like do some of the stuff I used to do, like a couple of years ago. And unexpectedly tonight, this happened. So the only way I normally get this is when Abby's communicating with me. So I believe Abby is still around, thankfully. I may do a stream tomorrow. I don't know yet, because I was going to go out to my bushcraft, but it looks like it's going to be raining. I know it's going to be raining Monday, so I won't go out Monday. So if I don't go out tomorrow, I hope to do a stream tomorrow and possibly a Ouija board session, and have a chat with Abby if she's still around. I do believe she's around. She's been a bit quiet. She's not been pestering me. Just that now I'm getting on to do the paranormal a little bit, the ghost boxing like the other night, having a DVR on. I've been on someone's channel talking about the paranormal. Maybe that's the start of me getting back to the paranormal. It's kind of like a kick up the arse saying, right, Steve, about time you start getting back to do what you're doing. So, here's one of your gifts back, mentioned Aggie. So, I'll have to, let me just check on the weather. So I think tomorrow is kind of sunny, but not sunny. And I was looking for Monday, but that said it was going to be raining. Wow, that's even fucking weird. I actually mentioned someone's name on there about ghost boxing. Like, the lady who done the tarot card reading has just bought a new ghost box from one of the guys on Facebook. Fucking hell, what's his name? I know two of them. One Steve Cooper and the other guy, I can't think of his bloody name now. But she didn't buy it off Steve Cooper, she bought it off the other guy. And both guys know each other, yeah? It's the person who wrote the Ghost Box app for Tina. Mark Colston, that one. So, they were saying about the ghost box and stuff like that. I said, well, I know Mark does sell them, and he used to work with Steve Cooper. And my phone's been on the bed throughout the whole session when I was on the other stream, yeah? I've just turned it on. Guess whose name's popped up? I don't even see that. Hold on. Let me go on to the other one. Oh, shit. Now get this working properly. Fucking timeout thing. I mentioned Steve Cooper. And look, Steve Cooper. Now, how the fuck can Steve Cooper's name come up on the phone when the phone's been sitting on the bed? Seriously, I swear on it here, because I've only just started the stream. As soon as I come off the other stream, within a matter of 20 seconds. And I said, Steve Cooper does ghost boxes. Him and Mark know each other. I don't know if they still talk to each other, but, she bought the ghost box from Mark. And I mentioned Steve Cooper's name. And Steve Cooper's name actually comes up on my fucking phone. That is weird. Really weird. Really, really weird. And now, it's so speaking about this Aggie. I know I asked for trying to get my gifts back. And tonight I've got one of my gifts back, Abby mentioning this Aggie female. Now, someone else actually said that they knew an Aggie, but it's a male. But I said, no, this is definitely a female. So that's even more weird, two people saying in side chat that they both know someone by the name of Aggie. One being a female and one being a male. Now, I knew it's a female because Abby said female between 60 and 80. Person on side chat, and I think the person who was on the actual live stream with me and Chris mentioned she was in the early 60s, but she hasn't heard from her for a while. So maybe she has passed away, and maybe she's trying to communicate with them. Now, I did say, this is what I don't understand with the spirit world. Yeah, sometimes. How do they pick the way of trying to communicate with someone or pass a message on to someone once they die, or after a certain time period they've died? If let's say Aggie died 6 months ago, right? Not saying she did, but let's say she died 6 months ago, and she's been trying to pass on a message. How is she trying to pass that message on? How does she know that I'm live streaming with people who actually may know her who's on the side chat. Kind of weird. Because, you know, like, why is she not trying to communicate with the people directly herself? Why are they trying to find a way of, you know, communicating with someone like me through the spirit world and waiting for that time, you know, for someone who may have the knowledge or experience or gifts to be communicated through even a third party, you know, like Abby, a spirit guide. You know, why don't they come directly to me? You know, I did say, like, maybe this particular person was trying to ask for help in the spirit world, and Abby, you know, kind of like kicked in and got that request. And, you know, because it's like, you know, that kind of thing where they say, well, if you're there at the right time, right place, right condition, things will happen. It's where someone say, well, look, you know, I found like 500 quid today. Well, why did they find the £500? Is it because they was in the right space, right time, you know, and the condition? Because that £500 could have got blown away if there was a wind or, you know, like a full-scale wind. You know, the money could have flew away. So, you know, that person being there at the right time, right space, and right conditions, found £500. Or it's similar to the spirit world, I suppose. If I'm here doing stream and they're trying to find someone to communicate, maybe they found me at the right time, right space, right conditions to try to shout out to, you know, in one way to try to communicate with someone like us and try to pass on the message and tell them that Aggie is around. I know it sounds a bit stupid, but it's kind of unusual, you know. Why did they want me to mention Aggie on someone else's chat while I was live streaming with them? So I was with Chris Moll, the one who sent me the clock and the brick from the Second World War camp over in Scotland. Age of Darkness. That's Chris Moll. Now, I'm hoping to be back on there on Wednesday. I did share the video link out on my Facebook and Twitter earlier. So if you haven't seen it, you can go and watch it. I think it's about an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes or something long. Most of it you've heard from me before, but, you know, if you want to go and watch it, I thought we'd put the link in the side chat. You know, I did have a card reading, cut the card readings done by someone. Thank you for that, Swell. Sorry, I can't remember your name. But Chris has actually invited me to go back on her again, possibly Wednesday. And this time we're going to be, you know, I said, well, can we talk about, you know, sci-fi stuff, you know, like aliens and UFOs and stuff like that? Because, like, the person who had on the other night was kind of interesting to me. And, like, you know, I'd like to have been on there, but, you know, I think Chris only has 2 people at any one time, and like it's halfway through anyway. And you know, I don't think he likes getting people in the stream while he's already streaming halfway through. But I was trying to like put my kind of 5 cents worth in the side chat, you know, saying, well, you know, they was actually talking about, you know, where we come from, you know, why is there conspiracy, you know, where do aliens come from, and, you know, are there aliens living amongst us, you know, are there aliens that look like us and behave like us and stuff like that. And I said, well, look, you know, it's kind of weird that, you know, for thousands of years we've had no technology apart from, you know, what they think was technology. You know, how the hell did they get these great big heavy rocks and boulders to build the pyramids across like thousands of miles, you know, because those rocks are, you know, fucking like massive, you know, talking about thousands of tons of rock they had to like carry over. How do they carry it over? Did they transport it through like rolled it over on like logs or something like that. Because if you think about it, if you've got a boulder and they've been cutting trees down, you can actually roll a boulder along the ground. Did they do that, or was it aliens that transported it over to where they was going to build it? Because you think about it, even before the Egyptians and Aztecs and stuff like that, caveman drawings show you that they see things in the sky. So, where did these aliens come from? For one. Two, was we put on this planet? And we just kind of grew, through time, and, we are what we are now. But why have we only had, over the last 100 years, technology which we've got now? Why did we not have it years and years and years, hundreds and hundreds of years ago? They're still doing stuff on the moon and on Mars. I think they're more concentrating on Mars at the moment than the moon, and they're saying that they've seen pictures of where they had building structures similar to the Sphinx, the Egyptian pyramids. They've seen images that look similar to the massive heads on Easter Island. Was there populations of people on Mars that lived there? And because something happened on Mars, they found a way to come over to our planet and build the same structures, and we are probably descendants from someone that may have lived in Mars, kind of that kind of thing. So, and that's what I was trying to say. They are actually looking at more stuff on Mars at the moment. So, there could be a possibility that we may have come from Mars, but there's a possibility that we came from other planets, different solar systems, and, we could have just traveled through, light years of time, kind of thing. So, hopefully we'll talk about that Wednesday on Chris's channel again. But it's, I just can't understand why, I've not done nothing practically for a year, paranormal, because of what's been going on. I've shut myself out, not opened myself up. I've always said I ain't got the energy, I just don't really care at the moment, I ain't got the love or passion. But suddenly tonight, it feels like one of my guests has suddenly kicked me up the arse and said, hey, we're going to give one of your gifts back, start talking about Aggie. Kind of really weird. Really weird. So maybe, in future, might be picking up more names from, different people, and, I can probably share them out on my live streams. And if anyone knows anyone, then, if they say, yeah, I know that person, then great, I did say the only thing is I don't really do is give out surnames, because, it could be one of a million different Aggies. And if I get the surname wrong, they can turn around and say, oh, no, this ain't the right person. But it seems similar to the person that they know. So, yeah, I thought I'd share that with you anyway. Let you know that possibly tomorrow I might do a live stream tomorrow, Ouija board session, to find out what the hell is going on. And try to find out a little bit more about this Aggie. Say on Chris's channel, someone mentioned Aggie Murray. So if I can find a pen, I'll write that down a little bit. There's some messages now. Now this is fucking kind of crazy. You just heard my phone go bling, right? Now I'm getting someone from FRA Murray. Oh, this fucking phone. I'll try to get it so you can see everything. Oh, this fucking shut off. I can never get this damn thing to work. See it? Murray. What the fuck's going on? This ain't playing, guys, I swear. You know, you go and watch Chris's channel, the last 10 minutes of it, Aggie Murray. Now I'm getting like a Faye Murray. You know, this is like, what the fuck? What is going on here? Let me see what that actually says. Why did I get a text from Facebook with Faye Murray? I don't know anyone called Murray. 9 p.m. No, it's gone off my screen. Far Murray. Some curries. We had 300. This fucking phone. We had 350 Samsung 65-inch TVs delivered. Sadly, 27 of them had slight scratches and can't be sold. Share by 11 p.m. to win one. Fuck off, I don't want to scratch that TV. But that was said from a Faye Murray. What is the fuck going on? What? Why would someone send me a message under that name after someone had actually posted on Chris's channel that same surname? It is really, really fucking weird. Well, at least we know that this Faye Murray is alive. Otherwise, the message wouldn't have got sent about scratch TVs, would it? Unless it could be a spirit passing on a message from Faye Murray using a computer. Hey, let's send Steve a message. What shall we send him? Let's send him about Samsung TVs, Yeah. Let's see if we can, share it and win one of these TVs. I don't want to win a TV. I've got a TV. What do I want another TV for? Tonight's been crazy, guys. Honestly, it's been fucking crazy. Hello, Dobby Sock. Andrew or Drew. Andrea. I think it's Andrea. Yeah, sorry, Andrea. So you was on Chris's channel. Yeah, I've known Chris for a few years, actually. We never met up with each other. He's been on my channel in the past, especially on the side chat as well. And he did send me that clock. And that is a true 100%, well, 10,000% really true story. You can ask him. He had a clock left to him from a family member. And, since the day he had it, he had nothing but paranormal activity in his home. He said to me one day, Steve, I believe it's this clock. Can I send it to you? Because I believe that this clock is causing all paranormal activity. I said, yeah, go ahead. The day he sent it out, all paranormal activity in his house stopped. The weirdest thing, though, he's saying that the clock has been working constantly, yeah? And, he's getting all this paranormal activity, but the day I get it, the clock isn't working. It stopped. I tried winding it up. Didn't want to tick. I shook it several times. Didn't want to tick. I left it on the bed for about half an hour. And I thought, you know what? Let's have a look. See if I can find anything out, about the clock itself. I've done some research. Found out there was a clock mender over West Ham, London, somewhere, I think it was. Could be wrong. I can't remember exactly where, but I know it's over London somewhere. And he was like, he got the clock from somewhere, and then I think he sold it to one of Christopher's family members, and that's how Chris has got it, through family member who deceased, and eventually, Chris got it as like a hand-me-down kind of thing. One of the things that they give to you, in a wheel kind of thing, And you know, when I got it that day, it wasn't ticking. It did not tick at all. But after half an hour, I started doing some research, and I was just reading out, out aloud. Oh well, this clock number is registered by da 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 da. Looks like this particular clock came from da 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 da. The clock member had so many different clocks, the same kind of brand clocks, near enough same model numbers and all that kind of stuff. As I'm reading it out, the clock starts ticking. And I turned around and thought, what the fuck? So I put a K2 meter there, and I'm asking questions if there's a spirit attached to the clock. The K2 meter's going, ballistic, crazy. I think I've got a video up on my YouTube somewhere where, I don't know, because I can't remember what I've recorded it is. It might be clock from Chris or something, or it might be research on a clock. I can't remember what it was, because I'm talking about 3 probably years ago now. So the clock starts ticking, and the clock continued ticking for 7 days, and then suddenly stops and never ticked again. So, as I say, I've known Chris for and Chris also sent me a brick, yes, a brick that you use to build a house with. But this brick actually came from a Second World War prisoner of war camp, and it was held some of the most notorious German officers. Now, Chris did say the officer's name. I can't remember again. Mine's gone a bit blank, but it was held there for several years, apparently. I'm not going to try to mention the name or guess the name, because I'll probably be wrong anyway. But if you ask Chris, he can tell you. But I never really got much off the brick itself, but the clock, 7 days constant ticking. And because last year there was a lot of shit going on, YouTube, all the hate drama and all the BS that was going there, it did affect my channel. And I come away from my channel, especially this channel, for quite a while. And I didn't want to do no paranormal. I just didn't feel like I had the love, the energy, the compassion, the spiritualized kind of energy that I put into it. That all seemed to disappear because of all that hate and bullshit what's going on. But I kept saying last couple of months, I want to get back to it. I want to be doing it. I can't be that in paranormal. Although I now got another hobby where I go out and bushcraft. I built my little shelter, which is around about 80% complete now. All I've got to do is the back wall and the mud packet, and probably do a little bit on the roof and redo the door. And I'm planning to stay over there probably one night next month. And I bought one of those wildlife camera things, which I've been leaving up there. And I did pick something up the other day. It went off at 9:20 at night, pitch black, and you can see a female figure just standing at the side of my building, and it looked like a female wearing a one of those kind of little Red Riding Hood things. So when I do the stream tomorrow, I'm going to ask about that on the Ouija board. Then I'm going to ask about this Aggie Murray, and whatever else I'll ask. It's kind of weird that one of my gifts will come back. I want to get back to the spirit drawing as well. Hopefully that'll start up again soon. Spiritual drawing. So I ain't done that for about 2 years, maybe a bit longer. So I really need to get back to my spirit drawing. But yeah, I just thought I'd do the stream. I just let you know, fucking crazy, that I get a name come through and 2 people mention that they know this Aggie person, and one of them said it's definitely female, because I said by female, she likes drinking gin. And yeah, one particular person on my side chat said, I know this Aggie. I know this Aggie. She was a bit of an alkie, and we used to drink with each other. And when I mentioned she wasn't fat but plump, and she had kind of white or grey kind of hair. Could have been blonde, I don't know, but more like a greyish white. Everything fucking practically hit on the doorbell, didn't it? So, looks like getting back to the paranormal. The old abilities are getting back. Hopefully my drawing will start coming back to me as well. Maybe one or two other abilities that I've got. But the main one was like, where I used to pick up names and, give out information. But that's not me myself, that's from Abby. She's the one who's telling me. I'm just like passing that information on. But some people still say, well, it's ability because you're talking to the spirit who's giving that information. So hopefully might be getting back to a lot more streaming that way. I'll still be doing me overnight DVRs on occasion. And I might do the odd stream with like the Ghost Box and EVP recorder. But with the Ouija board, although if I do one tomorrow, it's not going to be like, a constant thing. I'll probably do like a Ouija board once every couple of weeks. It depends on how I feel, what my energy's like. If I do, the energy, the passion, the love. If I want to do another Ouija board, because sometimes I used to do Ouija boards every couple of nights tonight, but I don't want to be doing it every couple of nights now because it's going to really knacking me out. So once a week, probably to start off with, and then later on in time, maybe a couple of Ouija boards a week, and hopefully that might build up my channel again. So yeah, let's see what happens, I suppose. So, I will be on Chris's channel on Wednesday, I believe. We're going to be talking about, aliens and spacecraft and probably the situation on Mars and the moon. I can get into a little bit about the old technology on where we got all our computers and TVs and microwaves and all that kind of stuff. Because you think about it, 100 years ago, we didn't even have a light bulb. We was on gas lanterns. And if we hadn't been, with this technology for thousands of years, why did it all of a sudden split up, 100 years ago, and we've come this far with all this technology now? Don't make sense. I know we had, probably thousands and thousands years ago, like I said, with the old ancient Egypts and possibly the Aztecs and the Mayans and stuff like that. How the hell did they transport great big fucking square boulders, blocks, kind of thing, thousands of miles from one place to another place? But anyway, hopefully I might see you tomorrow. Depends how I'm feeling, actually. I really want to do one tomorrow, but if I'm not feeling too good because I've got a bad headache right now, and, I've not been sleeping well, but I wasn't even sure I was going to be on Chris's last night, but lucky I was. See, if I didn't, I wouldn't have got the ability back to do what I did last night, because it is now, the next day. So hopefully I'll be on tonight around about 10 o'clock maybe. I'll try to start about 9, if not it'd be 10, like I used to be, 10 o'clock start. I'm not going to do Weeble straight away. Probably just have a chat, cup of coffee for half an hour. Do a little ghost box session, maybe an EVP. Then we'd probably do a Ouija board. And I don't know how long a Ouija board session will take. Could be 10 minutes, half hour, depends. And then after the Ouija board, might do one more quick ghost box and then close it down. So I was thinking about going to go to my bushcraft camp tomorrow, but it's going to be kind of not sunny. It's going to be kind of overcast and possible rain. Monday's going to be raining. So I thought, well, if I can't go out because of the conditions tomorrow, and it's going to be raining, I'm definitely going to go out Monday. But Tuesday's going to be better. So, you know, if I go out Tuesday, I'm going to have an early night on Monday. But if I'm not going out Monday or tomorrow, at least I can do a stream tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Let's say around about 10 o'clock, hopefully. And I know I'll keep repeating myself. Little chat first. You know, if you can share the link out tomorrow, if you come on here tomorrow, share the link out, get a few more people on here, then we can, you know, settle down, do a ghost box session, then maybe an EVP session, and then the Ouija board session. Then after the Ouija board, another quick ghost box, and then finish it off. Alright, I'm going to go, and I'll catch you all later. Have a good night, everyone. Ciao for now.